Hey everyone, we're about to tackle a huge challenge that so many sharp network teams run into every single day. We're going to talk about why managing a complex fiber network without the right tools, well, it's like being a world-class chef who's been asked to cook a five-star meal completely blindfolded. Let's get into it.
So let me just ask you straight up. Does this feel like your day-to-day? You're kind of fumbling around for the right information, you can't quite remember where that one critical piece of data is, and you're just hoping your project doesn't go up in flames? It's a super stressful way to work, right? And the really frustrating part? You are definitely not alone in this. I have seen some of the most talented, brilliant teams out there just burning precious hours searching for basic info that should, honestly, be a single click away. That lost time, it's so much more than just an annoyance. It has real, tangible costs.
Okay, so this brings us right to our first section, which we're calling Your Kitchen of Chaos. This is where that whole blindfolded chef analogy really starts to hit home. Because when a chef can't see, that kitchen gets messy, and it gets messy fast.
Just think of all your network data as the ingredients for a really complex recipe. The problem is, your ingredients are, well, they're everywhere. Your CAD drawings are in one folder, your Excel sheets are somewhere else, and good luck getting them to sync up. You've got all these other management systems that don't even talk to each other. And that critical data from your field teams? Yeah, that might show up weeks later. It's basically like trying to bake a cake when the flour's in the basement and the sugar's in the attic. It just doesn't work.
And look, this isn't just me making up a metaphor. A municipal network manager actually told me point blank that he spends more time digging through spreadsheets than actually managing his infrastructure. His exact words were, "It's like cooking in the dark." And wow, that one phrase just perfectly captures the whole problem, doesn't it?
All of this chaos leads to very, very real problems. Your techs in the field can't find a splice point. The planning team has no way to visualize a new build's real impact. So what happens? You get project delays, you get a totally frustrated team, and you get costs that just keep climbing and climbing.
But what if there was a better way? Let's move on and see what the solution looks like. We are going from total chaos to what professional chefs call the perfect mise en place.
Now, if you're not a chef, you might not know this term. Mise en place is French, and it literally means everything in its place. It's this super disciplined process of getting every single ingredient prepped, measured, and organized before you even think about turning on the stove. And this isn't just about being neat. This is the fundamental practice that separates the amateurs from the true pros.
And this idea perfectly illustrates the massive shift that Zonedge brings to the table. You go from the old way, which is constantly reactive, always searching for something and just plain stressful, to the Zonedge way. And suddenly, you're proactive. Instead of just searching, you are seeing your entire network clearly. You stop being stressed, and you start being strategic. It is a complete, fundamental transformation.
So the big question is, how does this amazing transformation actually happen? Well, that brings us right to Section 3, Zonedge's Recipe for Success. Let's break down the step-by-step process.
Zonedge has this simple 4-step recipe. Step 1, you create the perfect inventory. Think of it like a perfectly organized kitchen pantry, where all your data lives in one central, secure, visible spot. Step 2 is precise planning, which lets you taste your projects and see their impact before you ever commit a dime. 3 is seamless execution, where your field teams have the full, complete recipe right in their hands, even when they're offline. And finally, Step 4, impeccable service. Everyone who needs it gets clear, up-to-date information. Simple as that.
And when you follow this recipe, the end result isn't just a completed project. It's a whole different level of quality. It's what we like to call a Michelin-star experience.
Think about the contrast here for a second. Without a system like this, you're pretty much running a fast food joint. You're just constantly putting out fires, your customers are frustrated with wrong info, and your teams are totally stressed out. But with Zonedge, you elevate that whole experience to a Michelin-star level. Your interactions are seamless, your customers get accurate answers, and your projects, they actually stay on track.
So what's the secret sauce here? It's actually pretty simple. Zonedge isn't some generic GIS tool that's been tweaked for telecoms. No, it was designed from the ground up, specifically for the unique challenges of your industry. It just gets fiber, it gets splices, it gets network complexity in a way a general tool never, ever could.
All right, this brings us to our final section, and it's a very simple call to action. It is time to take off the blindfold.
Look, trying to manage your network with a patchwork of scattered tools is literally choosing to cook blindfolded when you could just flip on the lights. So the question is really simple. Are you ready to see what it's like to work in a bright, perfectly organized kitchen? Your network, and believe me, your team will thank you for it.
Because with that kind of clarity, you stop just managing a network. You can finally start designing, operating, and innovating your fiber optic network today.